Okay, this is hopefully a quick video showing a couple of things about setting up the Switcher Studio here in the COL Sanctuary. So I've got an iPad here with the Switcher app open. I've got the Worship laptop, and obviously you would have a phone camera. I don't have that set up right now, but I think most people know that you need to set up the phone camera and have that open for Switcher as well. So a couple things. This is the adapter for the audio, and there's a cable with a lightning port here on the end, and you're gonna just connect that to the lightning port on your iPad. And now you will see that when you tap on this audio menu, you'll want to make sure that it says USB/lightning audio input there. That way you know you're getting the audio from the soundboard. You can also check here and make sure that this is lit up, and you want this flat EQ setting here on the adapter. And we've been keeping the audio level here at about the 4th dot. You can adjust this by swiping with your finger to go up and down. When you are recording or broadcasting the audio up here, what we've been trying to do is to keep it generally in the high green to low yellow range and avoid hitting red so that we don't have clipping audio problems. I'll talk about that when I get to the soundboard as well. One thing I noticed, we had a recording where what I believed happened is I swiped down on my iPad to look at something, and that reset, for whatever reason, that reset this audio to be all the way maxed out, and that was bad. So if you're just in Switcher and not doing anything with the audio, you should be okay. You can also plug in headphones here. Here I have my headphones plugged into the back of this, and that allows you to hear what's coming through. It's a little bit of a delay, but it does allow you to do that. If you want to change the headphone volume, you can tap on this headphone thing here. Now you're adjusting the headphone volume, and these two colored dots have changed to an orangish yellow color so that you know that you're adjusting the headphone volume. And then if you press this again, now you're back to controlling the volume of the soundboard audio. On the laptop here, you want to open up SwitcherCast right here and select the display. You might not even have to actually select that. In the Switcher iPad app here, this is your camera choices, and you should just be able to tap on display one on Cross of Life Worship, and now that's an option. And anytime you want to switch what's being displayed, you're just going to tap on it. This is a pre-recorded video that's been added in. If you tap that, it'll just start playing, and if you need to get out of it, you just tap to your different source. To add a video or add anything, you tap that plus, and you can just select video. You can select if it's in your photo library, if it's in your files, you can select that. You also can set up multi-views. We've used that. So if you tap here, you can select slots, and you can get a side-by-side. You also can do a picture-in-picture, and you can actually drag this around and place it wherever you want, and you can actually change the size of it too. Let's see how you just, pinch to zoom to change the size depending on how you want it to look, and then you can do that. So that's adding something in over here. Everything here on the left-hand side can be rearranged and removed. To do that, if you just tap and hold on something, you'll get a menu where you can edit, reorder, or remove. If you tap edit, if it's like a pre-recorded video, you can adjust the volume. Now here I had reduced this a little bit, and that actually probably didn't need to be done, but some videos are louder, and for balancing reasons you might want to adjust that. And you can select the video to end on a black so that when the video ends, it'll just go to a black screen. So that's editing. Let's tap and hold on this again. If you tap reorder, everything that can be rearranged will kind of start shaking, just like icons on your home screen. You can tap and hold on something and move it wherever you want to move it. One thing that's not able to be moved, as far as I can tell, is the actual cameras. Then you can just tap again to get everything to stop jiggling. And if you want to remove something, you can just hit remove and it'll go away. Just going down the menu list here. If you're just recording, select none here under broadcasting. And then down here, if you go into advanced settings, it'll show you have a couple different options for output of quality, and I've selected the highest quality there. Wi-Fi optimization mode, especially we found if you're using definitely two cameras, if you go to the reinforced Wi-Fi mode, at least for the way that our Wi-Fi is set up right now, that's the most reliable. It introduces a little bit longer of a delay in what you see on the screen and what you hear if you're listening to the headphones, but it is more reliable. If you go to standard Wi-Fi mode, it's going to be a very small amount of lag, but more of a potential to have a problem. If you tap this circle with an eye up here, it will show you everything that's connected, and where you see it says network latency, you want that to be as low of a number as possible, and packet loss, you want that to be as low as possible. We've had a couple of times where I've checked on this and we've been in the red when we've had like a freeze or something, and then it'll kind of correct itself. Usually the audio keeps going. Here you can change your transition. I've been using cross dissolve just to give it a little bit of a fade effect, but that is something you have to go in and make sure is selected every time before you record. Camera control, I haven't really done anything with this. If you do have a camera selected, it does allow you to zoom by moving that little magnifying glass on the left of that image. Audio, you just want to make sure that that is showing the Lightning audio input, and pretty much all these other ones we don't worry about. So that's pretty much everything on the iPad. Obviously, you tap the red button to start your recording. When you're finished with the recording, here I'll just start a recording. When you're finished with it, you'll want to make sure you see that, and then it's going to give you some options on what to do with it now. You can send it to your photo library, and then it'll ask you, do you want to move the file or do you want to copy it? I've usually just selected move so that my iPad doesn't start filling up with large files. There have been times, especially like longer videos, where for whatever reason I've tapped move or copy and gotten a message basically saying it failed. Now this one succeeded, so now it's in my photo library. But if that happens, if it fails, I've been able to, well, now it's not here anymore. Hold on, let me make another one. So now we're going to make another recording. If it fails for whatever reason, and after trying to move it to the photo library, you can say open in, and then you can say save to files, or you can airdrop it right from here to your laptop if you wanted to, or you can say save to files, and then you can save it to a spot on your iCloud drive if you have that set up. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it on the iPad. If you do ever want to access the recordings that are in there, you tap that top left icon and you can say my recordings, and then everything will be in there. If it says photo library asset, that's just showing you that it's currently living in your photo library. So you can go, so this one that I just made, it's still here. If I wanted to do anything with it, I still have the options to do that. Moving over to the soundboard here, the Narthex feed is what we're using to send this to the iPad. We've been keeping it somewhere between -15 and -20 right here, and that seems to be okay. So you shouldn't really have to do much with moving that. If you want to mute everything, you're going to want to hit this mute switch. That'll mute everything being sent to the iPad. Like if you're playing a pre-recorded video and you want to keep your recording going, you can just mute everything by doing that. Most of the other levels are usually pretty good for mics and instruments. Obviously you can adjust if you have an organ, we've got the organ mic set up on this channel. It's currently set up as an overhead drum mic because of the praise band played, but that's how we've been recording the organ. And I think that is about it for this video. And I know you're going to be the one watching this. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.